the lights down. Turn the lights down and just put this on. It's right behind you. Johan.
There's nothing this parliament can do. With or without you, people are going to occupy land. We require no permission from you, from the president, from no one.
He said.
We don't care. We can do whatever you want to do. Who are you to tell us whether we can occupy land or not? We are going to occupy land. South Africa occupy land. That's who we are. Can we drop our membership from this useless parliament? Must never be scared.
I remember that.
A revolution demands that at some point there must be killing, because the killing is part of a revolutionary act. Shoot to kill.
He really showed him this. He had to though.
He pulled the receipts out on his ass. Oh yeah.
They was tripping, bro.
To be honest with you, it was the smartest thing to do because all the news outlets are showing this.
So these people, when you want to hit them hard, go after a white man. They feel a terrible pain.
I jump. We didn't mean to like that.
So we will not be touched. They will be touched. No one. But we are starting with this whiteness. We are cutting the throat of whiteness. Shoot, kill, no man stop. Kill the blue one, the farmer. Kill the blue one, the farmer.
They watched it for a long time.
You got to. This shit bad. They're actually killing white people over there.
No, I know. I think it was attacking them. The farmers.
People are dying.
No, people are dying. How many have died?
I don't know.
Let's look it up.
They're gonna show it.
Look it up.
That's a stadium. They ran every clip. Like, this is what you said, brother.
This is like a reaction video in the White House. This is crazy. He can't even look.
This is bad.
He's not even looking.
We will expropriate land without
I mean,
compensation, whether they like it or not. If they
Family of white farmers. And those cars are
here we go.
burial sites. Now this is very bad. These are burial sites.
Look.
Right here. Burial sites.
Dead people.
Over 1,000
Over 1,000.
of
Wow.
white farmers, and those cars are lined
Over
up
1,000. That's a lot.
to pay love on a Sunday morning. Each one of those white things you see is a cross, and there's approximately 1,000 of them. They're all white farmers, the family of white farmers. And those cars aren't driving, they're stopped there to pay respects to their family member who was killed. And it's a terrible sight. I've never seen anything like it. Both sides of the road, you have crosses.
Damn. Oh, everything, that's dead people, bro. That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. He tried to come in and lie. Oh,
It's
there's
bad.
no attacks.
Turn the lights down.
He said,
It's
bring
crazy
the
how
TV
he said turn the lights down. Let me set the mood right for y'all. That's
I want to
crazy.
know like more what happened though. Like what is even the reason for? I know they need probably some trade going, but like, why would y'all
Economically, they need America.
All right, so according to Grok, that video said this video likely shows the Whitcrease Monument with over 3,000 crosses symbolizing farm attack victims in South Africa since 1994. Official data reports 47 farm murders in 2018-2019, but groups like AriFarm claim higher numbers, around 49 in 2023. Evidence suggests these attacks are mainly crime-driven, not racially motivated, though some argue they target white farmers. The issue remains debated due to differing statistics and perceptions. So what's the truth here?
The truth is, we seen it. We seen what they were screaming on stage.
That was crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
They were
That was
claiming
insane
it, so
here.
it's no wondering.
That was insane.
The proof is in the pudding right there.
Yeah, they were proud
We
of it.
shoot to kill. Brrr.
Yeah,
That is pretty
evil.
crazy.
That's insane, bro.
Guys, the FDA has been constantly letting food that should not be in our systems in our food. And this has been a really big problem. And they're putting chemicals, dyes, and stuff that messes with your hormones in there. And it's making people feel sick, tired, inflamed, all types of stuff. And there's even more problems. So there's this stuff called mRNA. And it's in vaccines like the COVID vaccine and all types of vaccines, really. And it's actually terrible for you. And it's in a lot of meats nowadays, too. So there's really nothing you can do to avoid it because it's in a lot of the meats that we eat, and they call it organic.
Here's what we have to protect our health. The Kimchi One. It's a powerful fermented superfood that's easy to take, and it's got over 900 strains of good probiotics to help protect our body from all this toxic stuff. I take these every day. There's no nasty taste, just a simple capsule that you take, and it helps protect your gut, your immune system, and fight all these nasty chemicals that's in our food today.
Go to the link below and use the code Cartier for 25% off, or call 888-350-6128 to get up to 50% off and free shipping. That's 888-350-6128.
They say there's a lot of bad things going on in Africa, and that's what we're going to be discussing today. When you say we don't take others, all you have to do is take a look at the southern border. We let 21 million people come through our border,
serious.
totally unchecked, totally unvetted. They came from all over the world. In many cases, they're criminals. They come from prisons. They come from mental institutions. They come from street gangs.
I grew up in an area in South Africa that is a farmland area, Polokwane, and there is some issues up there. Obviously, my dad was a property developer as well as a part-time farmer, and yeah, some of these buddy farmers got killed. The farm is still going. My brothers run it, but it's a constant battle with farms they're trying to burn the farms down to chase you away. So it is a concern to try and make a living as a farmer, and at the end without farmers there's no food on the plate. So we need the farmers to produce the food.
Farming, right? He wouldn't do it. He wouldn't even want to do what you're doing. Right? They love farming. They don't want to leave. But it's a struggle.
Yeah, and food and fresh water is the most important thing in life. Without those two things you can't survive.
He don't know what to say.
He is actually speechless.
So those is diplomats with him?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's because, but the
hell.
level of corruption is
they
probably
from
so
South-
high.
They from South Africa too. The two white dudes.
Oh.
They two farmers. They actually had 5 people. It was one black lady that went up there and she said, "We need America to send their technology and help with our crime." She literally screamed that. And she said, "Our crime is too high."
South Africa got over apartheid. Did they just go back to their Afrikaner racist constitution and be like, oh, we just need a couple of amendments. We just need a couple of changes here to make it work? No, they threw the whole thing out and started again, this time asking everybody. Wow. This time having a completely new delegation of all of the people of South Africa, not just the white folks, but not no white folks. And they came up with a new constitution. It's one of the reasons why the South African constitution is generally thought of as one of the best constitutions in the world. And ours continues to be a piece of crap.
So what
That
laws
is
would you kick out
insanity.
immediately? What laws are you saying it needs to get the fuck
How
out
do you
of here?
take that
Yeah,
serious?
so the first one I have in my book is that I want to eliminate every single voter registration law.
Let's just
No,
stop right there.
You're
Yeah,
not going to
brother.
South Africa because all
This-
the farmers left,
this
all the
dude-
food gone.
Did he just? Wow.
It's so crazy when you hear it because like that mean a whole group of people could just come into your land.
And decide what goes on.
Kill people,
That
conquer.
that is just.
I don't understand why people are against voter ID laws. I just would like him to justify
You
that.
should not be taken serious after that.
They want everyone to have a driver's license, right?
It should be the same shit.
You got to take a driver's test and.
I gotta register. I gotta register myself to if they have a war to go overseas. So
But hold on, no. The fact that he said South
has
Africa.
voter ID laws.
Hold on. Without, he said South Africa. Their constitution is known as the best. By who?
Let's move on to the Elon clip.
By who?
We can't take this guy serious.
Hold on.
Let's
I need
be
to,
for
they
real,
have a
bro.
super high crime
Come on,
there.
bro.
Hold
South
on, hold on.
Africa has voter ID laws.
No, hold on.
Shut your-
Real quick though.
you can't. You have to have voter ID. It makes sense because if you have 1 million or 10 million people come into your land and have voter power like that, that's crazy. They could just flip your whole country.
but
That's common sense. That's an
They think that
invasion.
black liberals are down.
y'all want to hear something crazy? Per 100,000 people, 45 murder rate. One of the highest.
For one, you said 1,000?
Per 100,000
100?
people. 100,000 people. Out of every 100,000 people,
Wait.
45 are getting murdered.
Okay, you said 100,000. I was like,
So in the whole city,
That's one of the
45
highest
people-
in the world. It said Data Panda ranks South Africa
You sure?
8th in the whole world.
You
of
sure that's a
country.
lot?
That's a lot. They're
You
ranked
said
8th.
you said 100K.
45 per 100,000.
doesn't seem like a lot, but
That is a lot.
That's a whole city. That's a whole city with 45 kills.
a year.
I don't know what it's per.
'Cause that's what I'm saying. That
Maybe
don't
a
sound
year.
like a lot unless that's a day. In a
He
day,
said
I
they
can
did-
see that's
he
a
Doesn't
lot.
matter.
He
They're
said
top
they
8.
ranked them top 8 in the world.
And this
That's
fat
pretty
ass
high.
doesn't know what he's talking
But like
about.
how?
Nutty
'Cause like
professor.
a whole city, bro. It's close to 100K people.
otherwise. And so now I'm in this absurd situation where I was born in South Africa but cannot get a license to operate in Starlink because I'm not black.
Well, it looks
Does
like
that
that's
seem
about.
right
Look,
to
it
you?
looks
Does
like
seem
that.
right to you?
Looks like that's about to change.
I just asked you a question. Please answer. Does that seem right to you?
Well, those rules were designed to
Does that seem
bring.
right to you, yes or no?
Those rules were designed to bring about an era of more economic equality in
So they
South
got
Africa,
segregation?
and it looks like the government has found a way
Pretty
around
much,
those
'cause
rules
of
for you.
apartheid.
I asked you a question.
This is your interview. Everyone wants to hear from you.
I asked you a question. Yes or no?
Not
Racist
for me.
laws, yes or no?
Not for me to answer. I have got a question for you about your government
must
work
like
though and the
racist laws
amount of
then.
savings.
Why do you like racist laws?
This is not for me to answer. Come on.
Yes, it is.
Now you wouldn't be trying to dodge the
Good
question.
question.
So you have to
That
ask
is
a question.
difficult for
I
you
answered
to
my
answer.
question. I answered no.
So they have segregation, basically.
Pretty much.
And they want to kill white people.
And they have a lot of murdering going on. So let's rank their constitution as the best.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Better
What
than
did-
America.
So
what-
let's get a voter ID
What
laws.
type of trade could we give them, or what was the business that needed to be
Gold,
even done?
metals, all type of stuff that come from Africa.
I think it's just showing.
Cobalt
It's just
for the
showing
batteries.
like that the U.S. is willing to try to help them.
Yeah.
There's really nothing you can do to solve the problem. The U.S. can't really do anything to solve their problems, but we can try to do what we can do to help them, and that's what they're showing.
like at least help them be more of a sovereign nation. That's a lot of countries got that problem because you got
Well,
South American countries got cartels taking over their whole country.
If
So
the difference between the South African president and the El Salvador president is one wants to be a peaceful country, and it looks like this guy doesn't want to be peaceful.
we don't know if he wanted not be peaceful. That wasn't him on the video.
I'm pretty sure
That
Those
wasn't him
two
on the
different
video.
people.
Yeah.
That dude was just his
That
own
was
person.
100% not him on
you
the
know
video.
they got that Asian effect.
No,
They
you
all look
tripping.
the same.
They're not the same people at all. You think he would let him in the White House after what he said?
Hey, man. That's
He's
true.
the dude on the video. He thought that was the dude on the video,
Oh,
the
that
president.
killed a Boer.
No, that's just a group there.
Yeah, that's like that's like Black Lives Matter over there for them.
Yeah, on the extreme
On
level.
the extreme level. Extreme level.
I'm just messed up at the full stadium they have of people supporting it.
They got a lot of murders there, bro.
100,000.
They got a lot of murders there,
I
but they
would
got
say
the best
100,000.
constitution, bro.
I
It's
think
widely
60K.
known.
It's probably 60K,
That was a lot of
70K
people.
stadium though.
How many people are?
That was like an
signed-
LSU game.
How
pretty
many
much.
people are signed with it over there?
That is a lot of people though.
That's a lot of people.
So I don't know, man.
That is
Let's
crazy.
see. I don't know. Let's see.
That's the scariest part about this, honestly. The amount of people there.
Larry, has been debate over that song, that anti-apartheid chant, right? And for people who don't have a historical context, it does potentially appear more literal. Talk to us about the debate that has happened inside of South Africa with the recognition of how it appears to people when they hear those words.
It is an inflammatory song, without a doubt. And many in South Africa, even black South Africans, don't think it should be sung in a post-apartheid world, 30 years plus after apartheid. But there are many who grew up under those years of white minority rule who understand the historical context of this song, Kill the Boer, Kill the Farmer, that Julius Malema has made popular again. It sort of fell into disuse. It's not been that commonly sung after the end of apartheid in 1994, but it's brought it back again to reanimate the issue of the majority of land in South Africa still being owned by white farmers.
You ask me, man.
Their constitution is great. That is, bruh.
Terrorist group.
Think about it. I mean, they going around, you chanting murder people and murdering people.
Terrorist.
You can't do that, bruh. That's evil at the highest level.
They still have land. What are y'all gonna do with the land, buddy?
Yeah, they said like 70% of their food. Actually, I think it's more than that. Actually,
this shit's
Let me
crazy.
get the exact number: 95% of the corn, 98% of the wheat, 97% of the cotton, 97% of the citrus, 99% of the potatoes, 90% of tomatoes, 96.9% of soybeans, 95% of poultry, 66% of cattle, and 89% of wool.
But the answer couldn't be murder.
So they're helping them produce to feed their family, and they should die.
They're mad because they're not.
Yeah.
Owning the
There's
land.
like laws against black people owning land there.
But they said that dude just got done saying they redid the laws and made the new constitution
white people
for
or black
them.
people?
It's against. Wait.
Well, you said it was laws against black people owning land there.
Yeah.
In South Africa?
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
But he just said they rewrote their constitution and it was so great, quote unquote.
Why would it be? Why would it be laws against black people owning land in Africa?
It can't be. Maybe it used to
crazy.
be. Probably used to be.
I mean, even then, like what?
Well, no, because South Africa was taken over by white people. White people ran South Africa. Apartheid.
What
The
country?
British.
Nelson Mandela.
The British.
Yeah, you're right. There are no laws that
But it
prohibit.
used to be.
Yeah, there was a law.
That's when
Okay,
Nelson
that'd be
Mandela was going
Yeah.
into effect back in the day. Yeah, but that's why I was like, right now it's crazy. Like,
So
I'm-
basically, this is a good example of whenever. Okay, so this could be like parallel compared to the situation in America
I see
where
why they're mad.
black people were enslaved, right? They were oppressed. There, black people were enslaved. They were oppressed. So now, since they flipped it, it's getting so extreme that the white people are getting oppressed.
No, that's not
And that's
why they're
happening
mad.
on a small scale here.
This-
not at all like it is there, but
This
things
is why
happen
they're
extreme in
mad. It
Africa.
says a 2017 land audit indicated that 72% of land, agricultural land, is owned by South Africans, white South Africans, who make up 7.3% of the population, while black South Africans, who constitute 81% of the population,
Damn.
only own 4% of land. That's why they mad. That's
yeah,
it right there.
Yeah, I added that up as soon as you read that. That's why they were mad.
But then again, the president and their administration is what color?
They 81% of the population. White people are 7%.
So
And they own 72% of the land.
Why is
That's
that?
why they mad.
why is
It's
that?
probably because it's from whenever like the apartheid and all that happened, they just passed it down to their kids, probably generationally.
And they're saying they need.
It's probably
that
exactly
They're
what
not
happened.
giving it up.
So we're gonna.
Kill them.
Wow.
So how much land?
matter.
How big is South Africa?
Doesn't
though?
matter.
It's pretty
Doesn't
big.
Mr. President, the Pentagon announced that it would be accepting a Qatari jet to be used as Air Force One.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You know, you to get out of here. What does this have to do with the Qatari jet? They're giving the United States Air Force a jet, okay? And it's a great thing. We're talking about a lot of other things. It's NBC trying to get off the subject of what you just saw. You are a real, you're a terrible reporter. Number one, you don't have what it takes to be a reporter. You're not smart enough. But for you to go into a subject about a jet that was given to the United States Air Force, which is a very nice thing. They also gave $5.1 trillion worth of investment in addition to the jet. Go back. You ought to go back to your studio at NBC because Brian Roberts and the people that run that place, they ought to be investigated. They are so terrible the way you run that network, and you're a disgrace. No more questions from you. Go ahead. Go ahead, talk about that. His name is Peter something. He's a terrible reporter. Quiet. Let's go.
Those policies do not go along with government policy. Our government policy is completely against what he was saying, even in the parliament.
Terrorist.
And they're a small minority party, which is allowed to exist in terms of our constitution.
But you do allow them to take land.
It's like
No.
You do allow them to take land.
Nobody can
and then
take
when
land.
they take the land, they kill
That's the
the white
problem.
farmer.
They are
and
taking
when they
land.
kill the white farmer, nothing happens to them.
No, there is quite
Nothing happens to
There
them.
is criminality in our country. People who do get killed, unfortunately through criminal activity, are not only white people. Majority of them are black people.
We allow the
And we
majority.
have now
The
been
farmers are
utilized.
black. The farmers are not black.
We-
I don't
now-
say that's good or bad, but the farmers are not black. And the people that are being killed in large numbers, and you saw all those grave sites, and those are people that loved ones going, I guess on a Sunday morning, they told me, to pay respect to their loved ones that were killed. Their heads chopped off. They died violently. And, you know, I mean, we're here to talk about it, and I didn't
we
know
will
we'd get
talk about it.
involved here. But I will say this, that if the news wasn't fake, like NBC, which is fake news, totally, one of the worst, ABC, NBC, CBS, horrible. But if they weren't fake news like this jerk that we have here, if we had real reporters, they'd be covering it. But the fake news in this country doesn't talk about that. They don't want to talk about it, but now they have to talk about it. But they won't. This won't even be a subject. They'll have him talking about why did a country give a free, think of this, why did a country give an airplane to the United States Air Force? Okay, the United States, not to me, to the United States Air Force, so they could help us out, because we need an Air Force One until that's Air Force One, it's being built. 2 of them being built. But Boeing's a little bit late, unfortunately. So why did they give us a plane to the United States Air Force? That's what that idiot talks about after viewing a thing where thousands of people are dead.
I'm sorry, I don't have a plane to give you.
I wish you did. I take it. I would take it. If your country offered the United States Air Force a plane, I would take it.
Okay.
I just want to know what, like, I mean,
To be honest, I don't think that there's nothing that he can honestly do to probably stop the killing, because it's so corrupt on so many levels that the crime is so far gone. Like the amount of people, they said it's ranked 8th in the world out of all countries for murder rate.
that's terrorist.
So
Well, it says-
it's like
It's a
I
lady.
don't know.
Listen,
They need to go El Salvador.
It says they had an Expropriation Act of 2024, which was signed into law, oh damn it, in January 2025. And it says that this law allows the state to expropriate land in public interest, sometimes without compensation, to address the inequalities. So therefore, that means they can take land from white people and give it to somebody else.
in their constitution. That's why that nutty professor liked it, because that type of law he would like to see happen
Yeah, this
in
was
America.
some law from 2014. It says it sparked controversy with critics like the Democratic Alliance arguing it threatens private property rights, which it does, while supporters assert it's necessary to rectify apartheid area dispossession.
See, that's why it's parallel to what's going on in the U.S. If the U.S. goes too far with all the stuff, it could end up like South Africa. That's like worst case scenario. It couldn't, but that's, that's why it's concerning. Yes, was the apartheid wrong? Clearly. But now is what they're doing right? No, it's also wrong. So
ain't no
the Constitution didn't. That was the terrible.
No
I can't
business
believe that
happening.
dude said that. That's like the most thing that stuck out to me, because it's not really surprising that all these things are happening in South Africa to me. Just knowing how to go out there.
A woman that's a part of the parliament, I think they've been saying, she told Trump, we need technology and help to stop these dudes on the
But
street.
what are they gonna give us?
Minerals.
Money.
I
Cobalt.
don't know. They ain't talking about it though.
They probably do have some.
Maybe
minerals.
they do talk about it, but I didn't see anywhere where they talked about.
They probably talked about it behind closed door. They got to get the press run first.
Hey, you know who they need to make their president? Elon. Let Elon be the president of South Africa.
He ain't got time to be the president. He's
He
running
don't, but-
SpaceX.
He can pass it on to somebody.
They'll be upset about that. But hey,
He's from there. Why would they be upset?
He's an American
he's
now.
white. Yeah, he
Come
is.
on now. Let us know what y'all think in the comments, though, guys. This is hilarious. I mean, the situation's bad, but I mean, it's funny that he got on his ass about it. But that definitely needs to stop. That's pretty insane. Let us know what y'all think in the comments, though, guys.